Okay. Yep, level check 1, 2, we're bouncing. Good, okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the R.W. Begg Senior Gymnasium, Viterbo University, La Crosse, Wisconsin, as we get ready for the men's volleyball home opener here this evening, as the Viterbo men are taking on Mount Mercy of Iowa. Vhawks are 0-4 in the year. Mount Mercy is 2-0 so far this year. They are tied for being ranked 12th in the country. These two teams have already played this season. Mount Mercy won 20, 14, and 18. They played 13 days ago at Mount Mercy. I had a really good second set in that match, did Mount Mercy, as the live stats I've been trying to get up for about 10 minutes finally popped up, so that's good. 17 kills, no errors in the second set of the match these two played 13 days ago at Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy hit 327 in that match. Viterbo hit 106. 45 digs for Mount Mercy in that match, 33 for Viterbo. 45 total kills for Mount Mercy, 22 for the Vhawks. One thing the Vhawks were better in that match is they had 4 blocks to Mount Mercy's 2. Not a lot of total blocks on either side, a lot of assisted blocks, but no solo blocks in that first match. But yeah, total blocks, Vhawks 4, Mount Mercy 2, so maybe the better team at the net defensively, and maybe something to build around there. Vhawks, as we said, are 0-4 in the season. They got swept in that match at Mount Mercy, but they've won at least one set in each of their matches since then. Lost 15-10 in a fifth set at Clark, and then lost in 4 and lost in 4 in 2 matches most recently last weekend. Vhawks will serve to begin the match, and Logan Amdur will serve. And opening kill for Mount Mercy. It is 23, Nikola Kovacevic. So a lot of gentlemen from Europe, Czech Republic, Germany, Hungary, Poland, Switzerland, Italy, Serbia, Spain. And nice tip there at the net. And first point of the match for Owen Collett. Collett is a transfer, played previously at Brescia in Kentucky. Hit 277, or hitting 277, I should say, so far this season. Daxton Marshall in to serve for the Vhawks. You may notice the Vhawks will go without Ethan Davis tonight, one of their 3 returning all-conference players, and I got busy talking to other people, so didn't, unfortunately, get an update from Dave Simon as to what the situation is with Ethan Davis. He is not in uniform and not here this evening, so we do find out, we will let you know. 2-1 Mount Mercy here early on. We'll get you the starters, everybody on the floor here for both teams when we get a shot. Amdur sets up Caleb Koza. Go right side and over the block and put it away. That time was Guji Iloti. 6'6" sophomore from Padova, Italy. We went through all the countries. And we got a couple of guys from Brazil. 3 gentlemen from Brazil for Mount Mercy. So not only a lot of Europeans, but 3 gentlemen from Brazil. Off the block. Dug up by the libero, Struska. And a big swing that time, put it away inside to Per Torres. A 6'4" sophomore from Catalonia, Spain. And definitely an international flavor to this Mount Mercy roster. They lead 4-1 here early on. Talk more about the first match a little bit when we get a shot. Mount Mercy did make the national tournament a year ago, trying to make it back. Did lose both their pool play games at nationals a year ago. Similar to the women's format in that they draw them up in pools of 3 and you get a couple of matches guaranteed. Smaller field, 24 make it to the nationals in women. There's a block at the net, dug up. Played over, battle at the net, kept alive by the Mustangs. Off the block, dug up nicely by Marshall. Left side, down the line, and out. On the swing that time from Doug Fafano. He's from Brazil. 4-3 as the Vhawks win back-to-back points. As we were saying, Mount Mercy did make the national tournament last year, lost both their pool play games. 12 teams make it for the men, 24 for the women. Big swing that time, right side by Iloti. And 5-3 the Mount Mercy lead. Probably not seeing a lot of fans on the opposite side. A little better attendance here on the near side where you can't see it in the camera other than the heads of the people in the front row. Over the block, might have been out, but played by Torres. Free ball for Viterbo. Amdur go inside and tried to go cross-court back corner that time for the Vhawks. Did Sturk Meyer, but was out. They'll make it 6-3. So as we were saying, women's tournament 24, men's tournament 12 that make it to the final site. No opening round matches for the men. But 12 make it, and do the math there. They're tied for 12th nationally here, so they certainly think that they have an opportunity to go again. Swing was out that time. I believe that was Koza. 7-3 now the Mount Mercy lead. Mount Mercy end the season is hitting .343, pretty gaudy number, and averaging nearly 14 kills a set, which is also a pretty gaudy number. And swing and put it away that time did 7 Matthew Crows. One of the few gentlemen who's not from overseas. He's from Lockport, Illinois. Kovacevic will serve. Logan Amdur, the V-Hawks setter, number 7. Did hit the net that time, but stayed up. Blocked that time by Koza. Again at Koza off the net. I don't think that ever got over. I don't think that ever got over the net that time. A little disagreement from both Dave Simon, the head coach, and Phil Weisbecker, one of the assistants for Viterbo. I'm with them. I don't think that ever got over the net. Mount Mercy leads 9-3. Looks like it rolled against the tape. Nice diving play by Amdur to keep it alive. Right side and big swing off the block that time for the kill, Elote. Elote, 8 kills, hit .538, had 7 digs in this in the match between these two, an early timeout for Viterbo. And we talk about Logan Amdur. He hit a 2,000th career assist in that in those 2 losses Saturday at Marion in Fond du Lac. So hit his 2,000th career assist. Andrew LePage is the all-time leader here with 2,650 assists. The Hawks have 28 matches left this year. He's got to get 650 kills. Doing some quick math, needs about 23 a match. Possible he would be able to become the all-time leading assist man here at Viterbo by the time his this season is done. Amdur senior. One of 5 seniors, on the roster. We've already seen 7 Logan Amdur, 10 Daxton Marshall, and 13 Caleb Koza. Other 2 seniors, 22 Garrett Wilming, 55 Justin Kratzenstein. Amdur had 21 assists in the playing a 5-1 in the match between these two at Mount Mercy a couple of weeks ago. Riley Connors had 6 kills, hit .235. Collett had 4 kills, hit .300, had 3 blocks. Amdur had 3 blocks as well. Marshall had 8 digs. Koza had 5 kills, and Koza a little short on that swing. 11-3 now the Mount Mercy lead. Max Dugan had 8 digs in that previous match. We get to some Mount Mercy stats from the first match between these two. One-handed block that time, and then a little too aggressive out on the second swing that time was Meyer. One-handed block that time by Elote. Not the intention, but it worked out okay. A little bit close to the net, but played well by Amdur, but then short on the back row swing that time was 5 Riley Connors. Was 4-3, so 9 straight points for Mount Mercy at this point. Gone from 4-3 to 13-3. Dump over, and there's a point to break the run. Amdur will get that kill. Gustavo Bauer had 12 kills in the previous matches. The libero Strusko will check back in. But Bauer had 12 kills, hit .333. Elote had 8 kills, hit .538, had 7 digs in the first match between these two. Overpass, not thought it was going to be played by the net, and V-Hawks will get the kill. And body control that time by Bauer to keep that point alive on what I thought was going to be an overpass, and the V-Hawks able to take advantage of Mount Mercy being on a system a little bit. Rizuko with the serve there for the V-Hawks. Second setter is Rizuko. Talk about this point in a little more detail in a sec. Blocked at the net, kept alive, and then the block back. V-Hawks get their first block of the match. Connors and Meyer both went up that time. Looked like Connors got a little larger piece of that one. And we talked about this in the women's matches we did in the fall. In the men's match, you can actually cross center line in a V-Hawks ace. Ace for Rizzuko. Back-to-back points on the Rizzuko serve here. 13-7 as V-Hawks get a little closer to getting back into it. Left side down the line and good. Good swing that time by Fafano. 22 Brian Lynch in for Fafano for Mount Mercy. They were talking about in the women's game, you cannot cross the center line to play a ball that's clearly outside the end 10. In men's game, you can. We didn't see that exactly a couple points ago, but we came close to it. In case that occurs the rest of the evening. Good overspin on that serve, and Elote gets the ace. It's the Libero Dugan. 16-7 the Mount Mercy lead after the V-Hawks scored 3 straight to get back into it a little bit. 3 straight for Mount Mercy to get it back to a 9-point lead. Might have been long, but I think would have been in. Probably the right play that time by Dugan. Right side for Elote off the block and gets the kill. Elote's looked good so far. Not unsurprisingly. Tip kept up by Elote. Another tip the other way, kept up by Rizzuko. Cross court, but out that time on the swing from Connors. There we go. Been having some issues with the live stats, but finally getting them up here for the first time. Cross court that time for the kill. Good swing that time by Sturck-Meyer. In the relative neighborhood from Caledonia, probably a half hour to 45-minute drive southwest here of La Crosse. Koza from Byron, Minnesota, which is probably about an hour drive or so, maybe a touch more than that, straight west of La Crosse near Rochester. Biggs back row swing that time, a bit too aggressive that time on the swing was Torres. 18-9. You can see the cupping on one of the shoulders of Connors. Nice play that time to, actually ball was in. Nice, excellent play that time by Bauer. Just kind of made a play out of desperation and got a point out of it. 19-9 the Mount Mercy lead. Talking about Connors there, you can see the cupping on his right arm. The only reason I know what that is one of Arizona's men's basketball players, that serve is out. To long net serve, and the time was Lynch. Fafano back in for Mount Mercy. And Ben Sendelbach in for the V-Hawks. Sendelbach, a freshman. Union Grove High School, southeastern part of the state. A little bit in the neighborhood of Kenosha and Racine. Big swing that time, kind of a cut shot. I'm not sure if that was the intention from Matthew Crows. Didn't look he got all of it. It was tempting to go for a big swing, but put it down for the kill. 20-10, the Mount Mercy lead as the Libero Dugan is back in. Talking about the cupping, though, on the shoulders of Riley Connors for the V-Hawks there, number 5 in the back row at the moment, middle back. It's supposed to get more positive blood flow in that area, so it keeps your muscles a little looser and that sort of thing throughout the course of the match. Elote will get that kill. Mount Mercy 4 points away here from the first set. Like I said, Karchenkov, one of the freshmen for Arizona in basketball, has that kind of all over his arms, actually all over both of his arms. That's where I've kind of seen that before, and that's the theory, and that's kind of a new thing. Popped up here in the last couple of years, maybe. Mount Mercy now 3 points away here off the ace from Sven Craig. Spelled like Dave Craig, the old Seahawks quarterback in Milton College. graduate from here in Wisconsin. Off the block here, nice double block that time by Torres and Kovacevic. Well, Mercy now 2 points away. Been some good points for the V-Hawks in this opening set, but a couple of big runs for Mount Mercy. 9 straight to pull away, and kind of another run here late to pull away again. A tip, and that'll be a kill for Logan Amdur. A couple of kills for Amdur in this first set. Still a lot of work to do, though, down 23-11. Amdur will serve. Good overspin on that jump serve. Tipped. And effort by Dugan. He did keep it alive. All right, and then played over by Amdur. Job by Mount Mercy not to assume. Dug up by Dugan. Left side off the block and a kill. Nice swing on the left side that time by Noah Diedrich, junior from Waukesha. Amdur, Ethan Davis, who as we mentioned is not in uniform tonight, and Dugan, the libero, as they are the 3 returning all-Chicagoland players for the V-Hawks from a year ago. Set point here for Mount Mercy with Bauer serving. Inside. Let's take a good effort by Elote. Shurska did his best there to keep that one alive, but a kill for the V-Hawks. Fight off at least 1 match point. As Marshall will check in to serve. Kind of a knuckleball serve from Marshall that time. And big swing, maybe the best swing of the opening set for either team there as Torres puts it away. And Mount Mercy wins this opening set 25-13. Opening set. Some stats here momentarily. Well, Mercy hit .393 in that opening set. 15 kills, 4 errors, 28 attacks. V-Hawks hit negative .040, 6 kills, 7 errors, 25 attacks. Eleven digs for Mount Mercy, 5 for the V-Hawks. Now, as we said, the V-Hawks were the better team in the opening match. They had a couple of blocks in that opening set, including a solo block, just 1 block for Mount Mercy, but Mount Mercy kind of better in all the other areas thus far. Elote 6 kills in the opening set. Nice set for him, hit .455, couple of digs. Crows had 3 kills, hit .500. Torres had a couple of kills, hitting .333, couple of digs as well. Kovacevic with a couple of kills for Mount Mercy. Bauer leads them with 10 assists. Struska's got a couple of assists. 3 digs for Bauer, a couple each for Torres and Elote. Logan Amdur, never a good sign when your setter is your leader in blocks in a opening set, but that's the case here for the V-Hawks, or one of them. Owen Collett also with a couple of kills at .667. And a couple of digs each for Marshall and Dugan in that opening set. Elote did, and ran through some of the other guys here. As we said, home opener for the V-Hawks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 home matches for the V-Hawks this year. Final home match on April 10th, so plenty of chances over the next couple of months here to catch the V-Hawks at home. Be back at home here next Wednesday against Edgewood from Madison at 7 o'clock. Conference play starts final Saturday of February against Olivet. Couple of triangulars for the V-Hawks, one on March 3rd. If I'm reading this correctly, that would be a Wednesday. No, that would be a Tuesday. That would be a Tuesday. That's an interesting day for a triangular. We said a triangular for there, and then a couple of Saturday triangulars. One on March 14th, St. Xavier and Clark, and one on March 21st, Judson and Stevens Point will be here. That'll be interesting. It's a opponent that the Viehawks don't play in a lot of sports. Too far, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours from here, and don't play a lot of WIAC schools. Used to play the WIAC schools in a few sports more. Used to play, obviously, lacrosse and basketball, and still try to play them scheduled a lot of years in baseball and softball, and maybe don't play them a lot, but don't play them as much as they used to. Used to play them in just about everything, and now they don't play each other. I think it's more a UWL decision than a Viterbo decision, but it's been the case here. Mount Mercy will serve to begin the second set. Bauer will serve. Pass was a little off the mark, but a nice swing that time by Diedrich to put it away. At least for one swing, kind of reminiscent of Jada Mitchell from the women's team. Always talked with about her as I don't have to make a good pass to get a good swing from her, and didn't get a great pass that time, and still was able to put it away as Diedrich. Mount Mercy with that swing is out of bounds. 2-0 Viehawks here to begin the second set. Elote off the block and the kill. Able to beat mainly Koza that time. Elote, good-sized kid here, 6'6" is Elote. (3-1) Viterbo, serve into the net. Kovacevic, 6'7", is the tallest listed player for Mount Mercy. Big swing by Elote that time. Left-handed swing, I think, is always kind of a minor advantage early in a match, and it goes away as the match wears. Minor, not a major advantage, I think, a minor advantage, just a different swing that you're not used to seeing near as much. Koza's swing is out. The Hawks were looking for a tip, didn't get one. Three apiece here, second set. Koza just long. The ball was tipped, point Viehawks, all right. Koza will get that kill, 4-3 Viehawks here. In the second set as Rizuko will check in. Austin Filer getting an explanation on the call and apparently satisfied. Never did mention the names of the officials here. We'll get that to you momentarily. Off the block, and that'll be a kill on the left side for Fafano. Free ball for Viterbo. The right side, that pass was a little off the mark, and that affected the swing a little bit from Connors. Darcy Meyer, the up official, Inga Rizuko, something along those lines, is the down official tonight. 5 apiece here opening set. I'm going to check the spelling. How similar is that? RZE. You would think probably some relation of some sort. It's not a Smith or a Jones or a Johnson. We'll get a kill inside that time for Sturk Meyer. Connors will serve. Rzezzu TKO. I think that's some sort of a relation. And Elote with the kill. 7-5 Mount Mercy. Kind of thinking out loud, maybe brother and sisters, maybe cousins, something along those lines. And an ace here for Mount Mercy. Ace for Fafano. Off the block, nice dig up that time. Thought that might hit the floor, but dug up and kept alive by Fafano. Right side off the block, kept up by Fafano again. And a big swing and a good decision that time late in the back row. That gets the V-Hawks the point. Good decision by Connors. Yeah, Lotte, a 6 rotation player here for Mount Mercy. As Leo Kangas will check in to serve for Viterbo. Got a piece of the tape that stayed alive. A big swing inside, put it away that time where Mount Mercy did Crows. Libero Dugan back in for Viterbo. 9-6 Mount Mercy here in the second set as Crows will serve. Crows a 6 rotation guy. Elote a 6 rotation guy. Connors a 6 rotation guy for the V-Hawks. Big swing, good dig up, and that'll be a kill. Stood in, took the hit that time, did Fafano, but gets the kill on the right side that time to the V-Hawks. Swing a little short that time. Point V-Hawks, and they're back within 9-8. Curly Neal. Explanation or drilling exhibition, getting ready for the serve by Amdor. Tip. Tipped up by Diedrich. Koza with the swing and out. Tried to go down the line with a cut shot. That's a play you don't see a ton of. Inside. Dug up by Bauer, then put away by Elote. Not sure without looking what Mount Mercy has on their schedule for the remainder of the week here, but Elote putting together the kind of statistical match that might get you some consideration for a conference player of the week. Pass was off the mark, not much Koza could do that time. Tried to play it over with the opposite hand and into the net. 12-8 the Mount Mercy lead. 3 straight here after it was 9-8. Good cross-court pass, high degree of difficulty pass. And then a nice swing, kind of in a non-angle that time inside from Collett. 2 good things on that play. Difficult cross-court pass length, or width of the court pass, I should say, for the swing. And then Collett spot a lot of times where you kind of get a roll shot that time, and Collett just kind of rise and fire like a guy that fires up a 3 from about 25 feet and swishes it that time from Collett. Well over the block, dug up by Amdor. Go back to Amdor, back row attack, dug up by Fafano. Big swing, and able to put it away that time was Torres. Nice swing that time. Took in a second or two, but that'll result in a point for Riley Connors, junior from Eagan, Minnesota. Meyer back in. Dugan to serve. And inside a kill that time for Kovacevic. LeBaron out and Crows back in for Mount Mercy. 14-10 they lead here. Won the first set 25-13. Inside off the block, and that'll be a kill for Meyer. Mentioned Kovacevic at 6'7" and Elote at 6'6" for Mount Mercy. Meyer 6'7". Tallest player for the Vhawk. Call it at 6'6". Call it from Bennett, Colorado. Not sure how you get from Bennett, Colorado to Brescia, Kentucky to Viterbo, but such is the path of life. Elote off the block. Would attempt that time, but couldn't quite keep it up, could Marshall. Nice effort that time to keep it alive, but out. That'll be a kill for Meyer, excuse me. Well, sir, they don't have Jacob Nunn listed on the assistant coaches for the Vhawks. Dave Simon, the head coach, and Phil Gilbert, a longtime assistant here for the men, women before that. Mentioned Phil Weisbecker earlier, who also helps out with the women, and Jacob Nunn, one of the assistants as well, not listed on the sheet, as put away that time inside by Torres. And Nunn, I believe, their all-time leader in kills. I kind of looked at that, looking at Amdour's chances of passing Andrew LePage at some point this season. The Vhawks have not had a 1,000 player with 1,000 kills yet in their career. Nunn the closest. Nunn had like 950, something like that. Ball out, point Vhawks back within 16-13. Let's call it and Kangas check in. Kangas to serve. And pass and a good swing that time to put it away by Crows. Not sure if Koza's got some cupping there in his elbow or not. He might. Noticed that with Connors, I believe. No, with Call it was earlier. Yeah, tough pass that time. Trying to make kind of a cross-court set that time was Rizzuko. While he was moving kind of in the opposite corner, was trying to make a set to the near side corner. Really tough set that time, and Rizzuko couldn't complete it. Once again, a tough set. Amdour will have to step in. I guess that's the right guy if you passes off the mark to make a kill, and then a swing to put it away that time by Bauer. Pretty good swing for a setter that time in Bauer. Timeout Vhawks. 19-13 was, maybe been 14-13? A little bit of a run here for Mount Mercy, maybe as many as 5 straight here to lead 19-13. 6 points away from a 2-0 lead. Between about point 20 and point 25 right now. To the point where their blockers have a little bigger effect, but that would maybe be the goal in this match if you're Viterbo. Area where you might be a little better. Serving the net that time. Vhawks break the skid in that regards. Koza will check back in for Rizzuko. Amdour will serve. Yeah, Lotte up to 11 kills already here, and we still got 6 points left for Mount Mercy in the sun. There you go. Get that set up for the block as a solo block that time from Owen. Call it. Endure some overspin, but dug up easily. Off the block that time. Good for a kill by Kovacevic. Max Samayuski will check in for Mount Mercy. V-Hawk sub here as well. 23, Brody Dunlap, I believe. First time that he's been into the match so far. 6'1 freshman, Pueblo, Colorado. I have a thought on maybe where V-Hawks are getting some players from Colorado, and they swing inside by Call It. Koza back in, Marshall back in to serve. The former V-Hawks women's head coach, then women's assistant, Kelly Aspen, her daughter Aubrey. Not in the Wall of yeah, I think did go in the Wall of Fame here last year, if I remember right. Point is, Kelly Aspen and her husband Brian now live in Colorado, so that's maybe where V-Hawks are making some inroads in that part of the world with both Call It and Dunlap. 21-16, Mount Mercy 4 points away here from a 2-0 lead with Torres serving. And that swing that time, but duck, and then a tip that is good. Decent swing by Connors, but better dig up defensively by the Mustangs. Long on that serve. Meyer back in for the V-Hawks. Libero Dugan serving. Good serve that time, went cross court. Get him on a system a little bit, if nothing else. See if the V-Hawks can take advantage. Connors with a swing off the block. But dug up by Torres, and an overpass, but long on the swing from Meyer. Well, serve set up a good point there for the V-Hawks. Had some chances to do stuff there, but did not. As Crow's back in for the libero Stuska. Free ball here for Mount Mercy. Inside, and they take advantage, put it away that time with Crows. So set point here for Mount Mercy, 24-17. Long, V-Hawks stave off at least one set point. Zuko back in for Koza. I mentioned this before, not a lot of people in the stands on the opposite side, about half full here in the near side, so maybe a couple hundred people here in the near side. Cross court and out. Stave off another set point. That swing from Lynch was long. Trying to crawl cross court and didn't miss by a whole lot, but missed by enough. Zuko didn't know where the ball was and finally found it. A bad pass that time, and V-Hawks will fight off another set point. They've fought off 3 straight here. They've gotten back to 24-20. No sign of a timeout yet from Austin Filer, head coach for Mount Mercy. Inside and a big swing to put it away. Mount Mercy wins the second set 25-20 on the kill by Crows. So Mount Mercy up 2 sets to none here. They win the first 2 sets 13-20. Mount Mercy hit 345 in that second set. We're a little hot, cooled off a little as the set went on, but still pretty good numbers. 17 kills, 7 errors, 29. 11 kills, hitting .625 for Mount Mercy. 7 kills for Crows, hitting .750. 5 kills for Torres, 4 for Kovacevic, 3 for Fano, couple for Bauer. Bauer 21 assists. They've been playing more of a 5-1 than I thought. The Hawks been playing more of a 6-2 than what I thought they might play coming in. They don't have that big libero, does Mount Mercy. 4 digs each for Fafano and Bauer, 3 for Struska, Elote, and Torres. Yeah, not a lot of defensive play in this match for Viterbo either. Collett leads the V-Hawks with 4 kills through 2 sets, hitting .667. Myers got 4 kills. Amdour's got 3. 9 assists as well as the primary setter. Rizuko, the second setter's got 5. Couple of digs for Amdour as well. Diedrich, a couple of kills, hitting .400. Amdour, Marshall, Dugan, and Rizuko have a couple digs each for the V-Hawks. Chicagoland matches. Have not seen the men since early November, probably about 3 months, almost 3 months since I've seen the men. I'll get a chance to see them Saturday. Seen the women a few times. They've improved nicely as the season gone on. Rough start against a tough schedule, but over 500 in Chicagoland play and a near 500 overall. So yeah, they've had an okay to maybe a little better than okay first season thus far under new head coach Jordan Scarr. As I mentioned, volleyball will be at home here a week from today. 7 o'clock start against Edgewood from Madison. As far as weekend stuff, another one of those, actually a couple of them, a weekday and a week end men's and women's doubleheaders on both the 18th and the 21st. So lots of activities here at Viterbo here over the next month or so. Amdour will serve to begin the second set, then a dump that time by Sabiuski. Gets Mount Mercy the opening point in the third set. Better second set for Viterbo, but still down 2 sets to none. Line drive serve, dug up by Dugan. It wasn't the intention here. Connors will play it over for a free ball. Inside in a big swing and a put away that time by Kovacevic. Just noticed that pink shoes, we had blue shoes, white shoes, purple shoes, green shoes, all sorts of varying shoe colors for Mount Mercy. And Viterbo on the floor, 6 guys, 6 white pairs of shoes. In, ace. Big time overspin on that serve from Sabiuski. Mercy up 3-0 here, third set. Trying to go cross court that time and able to beat Koza on the cross court swing was Torres. 4-0 Mount Mercy here in the third. And a big swing here to finally get the V-Hawks on the board from Collett here in this third set. Marshall for Diedrich. Played over, dug up by Dugan. Swing from Connors, blocked on the opposite side, but out. Connors got the as much of that as he wanted, but out, and that'll be a kill. V-Hawks back within 4-2. Kind of the serving version of a roll shot, maybe the best way to describe what Marshall does to the net. That'll be a kill for Kovacevic. An overspin there, but dug up by Connors. Connors give and go off the block, and that'll be a kill. And like I said, Vhawks a little short-handed tonight. No Ethan Davis, who is one of their 3 returning all-conference players, not in uniform, not on the sideline tonight. Right side off the block and blocked back by Koza. Solo block for Caleb Koza. It's 1-4 of the last 5 here. Was 4-0 and then a serve in the net, so no 6-4 Mount Mercy. But a little bit of a spurt here for the Vhawks after Mount Mercy looked like they might run away with this third set. Kovacevic to serve. Cross court out. 7 for the Mount Mercy lead here in the third. Won the first 2 sets, 13-20. Inside. Kratzenstein, good athletic play there to get that kill. He's from Littleton, Colorado, which is a southwest suburb of Denver. Rzutko in for Koza. Wasn't the expected set that time. Well done defensively by Viterbo to keep that alive. Then blocked down by the combination there on the right side, from Lynch and Crows. Yeah, interesting set there. Looked like didn't have much of a choice there, did Sabiuski, but to go to the near side, instead went a back set to the opposite side and threw it off high degree difficulty set and a good set that time by Sabiuski to get that point for Mount Mercy. Blocked back that time. Sabiuski makes the really nice cross-court set and then a nice block. Nice back-to-back variety of points there from Sabiuski. 6'4" junior, Warsaw, Poland. Close to the net, but Rzutko able to avoid it. A sneaky play that time. Vhawks down the line, good. Ball was, that got overruled. The line judge on this side said good, so it must have been inside the baseline, but either the Rzutko, the floor down official over there on the opposite side of the other line judge, said it was outside the line. So point Mount Mercy, then a serve out for Mount Mercy. Point back to the Vhawks. 10-6 is where we stand here. Mount Mercy in the third, won the first 2 sets. 13-20, Connors to serve for the Vhawks. It's set again on a less than real easy set that time by Sabiuski. Tipped over, blocked back. Well, there's the net play you want if you're the Vhawks. Played over, kept alive by Rzutko. Big swing. Nice dig up that time, back row by Torres. Then a big swing to put it away on the opposite side by Lynch. And that was Lynch's first kill of the match in 4 swings. And every time he's mentioned him, meant a lot of big swings, but haven't gotten a kill until now. 11-6 Mount Mercy here in the third. Short that time, never got over the net. 12-6 Mount Mercy. And good news, I dropped my phone and my live stats stayed up. Cross court that time, but no good. Must get a piece of that. No, ball was just good, okay. Tough swing that time by Amdur, but able to put it away cross court. Not sure he had a whole lot of options the more I think about it, though. Pretty close to the net. If you go straight down the line or maybe even go back middle or even the opposite corner, you're probably going to hit the net. So it's maybe really the only option Amdur had the more I think about that point. Into the net that time. On the serve from Malachi Crustle, 5'11 freshman, Makina, Illinois, Chicagoland area. 13-7 Mount Mercy here in the third. Crows serving. Into the net, point V-Hawks, 13-8. Koza back in for Rizuko. Right side, big swing that time, and put it away, did Lynch. Now Lynch had some bad luck a little bit. His opening about 3 or 4 swings, but looked good and has now finally put a couple away. 14-8 Mount Mercy. Must have just stayed up in the air that time. Inside cut shot and put it away, did Kovacevic. Now, Sabiuski must have just barely avoided the floor. He got a good chunk into the floor. He probably got about 5, maybe 6 feet past the service line there when he actually landed on the floor. That service line is about maybe 6 inches to a foot shy of the free throw line in basketball. Yeah, similar there. He leaves there and he probably goes good 6 feet on his jump. He's obviously behind the line and jumped that time to about the top of the key. That's a little less than 5 feet. Yeah, it's in between 5 and 6 feet. And that can't be a track guy at the same time as volleyball, similar seasons, but I'm going to guess maybe in high school he was a good long jumper, triple jumper, something like that with Sabieski. Sure if they have high school track in Poland, but if they have something like that or some sort of youth program that involved track, I guess Sabieski would have been pretty good at it. Torres serving here 16-9, the Mount Mercy lead in the third, 9 points away here from the sweep. Coogan couldn't handle that one. Ball went over outside the antenna, so even though Mount Mercy played it back into the net, was outside the pin. So point Mercy, that'll be an ace for Sabiuski, or ace, for Torres, and 17-9 now the Mount Mercy lead. Yeah, similar length of jump from Torres. There you go, nice cross-court back middle swing that time from Connors to put it away. Yeah, Torres is a similar, he's from Spain, similar length on the jump here, about between 5 and 6 feet they actually get where they land from where they take off in a jump serve. A little less than that on the jump serve on the opposite side for the V-Hawks. Off the block, and kill that time is good by Lynch. More like probably maybe 3 to 4 foot length of jump here. We'll see how far Bauer gets on this jump. Bauer going to serve it from well behind the line, so don't get a real good look at that. Koza cross court, dug up, and didn't quite put it away at the net. Ball still live. Battle for it the net, as we say, usually favors the V-Hawks. Connor cross court swing to put it away. Beat Matthew Swatowski that time. Swatowski, a 6'5 freshman from Lisle, Illinois. It is a northwestern. It's called a western suburb. My recollection is right. Back set, off the block, and a block for the V-Hawks and a kill by Connors. Rizuko dug up. Off the block, another kill. Block kill near side by Logan Amdur. Been their best point in this match. It's 18-13. Cross court and a kill from Lynch. Yeah, Lynch has come on after, as we said, not the best of starts. 19-13 here, Mount Mercy in the third. 6 points away from the sweep. Mount Mercy now 5 points away. Apologize, I was looking down at something there in the live stats. Cross court. Dug up. Big swing. Nice dug up by Dugan on the Craig swing that time. Near the net. Able to play it over was Amdur, and in the net was Mount Mercy, so point V-Hawks. (21-14) Mount Mercy. Sendelbach going to check in here for the V-Hawks, placing Connors. Tip down the line and out by Amdur. Mount Mercy now 3 points away here from the sweep. Cross court split the block, dug up by Craig. Miscommunication, free ball here for Viterbo, inside the antenna. Right side off the block and a kill. Crows and Torres combined that time for the assisted block. Mount Mercy now 2 points away from the sweep. Kill for Kratzenstein. They call it and Krestel back in. Krestel to serve. Some side spin on that serve from Krestel. It was a little different. Off the block. Dug up by Sendelbach. And a block back and a kill here in Mount Mercy here with a match point. Kroos and Samayuski combined for that assisted block. Switowski back in for Mount Mercy. Kroos serving here on match point. Out. V-Hawks stave off at least one match point. Got to stave off a whole bunch more here to stay alive. Good news is best server here to potentially get a run going with Amdur serving. And Diedrich back in for Rizzuko. Inside off the tape, Dugan keeps it alive. Diedrich out, and that'll do things here this evening. Mount Mercy a 13, 20, and 16 winner. Mount Mercy remains perfect. They're 3-0 in the season. V-Hawks dropped to 0-5. 2014 and 18, the first time when they played at Mount Mercy. 13, 20, and 16, so pretty similar here. V-Hawks won 52 points in the first match. They won 49 in this one, so pretty similar results here between the two matches a couple of weeks apart. V-Hawks hitting negative 038, 9 kills, 10 errors, 26 attacks. Mercy at 364 in the match. V-Hawks hit 013. 5 aces for Mount Mercy, just 1 for Viterbo. 25. End up 6-5 blocks for the V-Hawks. Tonight too, good work from the V-Hawks in that area, but they fall in this one in straight sets. Individually, we'll give you those and then call our night here. Lotte had 11 kills through 2 sets, finished with 11 kills. hit 625. Crows, 7 kills, hit 750. I don't think he had a third set kill as well. Torres had 7 kills. Kovacevic had 7 kills, hit 455. Lynch had 4 kills. I think those were all in the third set. Also for Mount Mercy, 21 assists for Bauer, 11 assists for Sabieski. 6 digs by Torres to lead Mount Mercy. 5 for Fafano, 4 for Bauer, 3 for Shurska, 3 for Aloti, a couple for Craig. Riley Connors and Logan Amduro and Call It All had 5 kills to lead the V-Hawks tonight. Amduro with 15 assists. Cowett had a nice match, hit 625. Strickmeyer had 4 kills, couple of blocks. Connors had a couple of blocks as well. Connors had a couple of digs as well. Diedrich had a couple of kills. Kratzenstein had a couple of kills. Marshall had a couple of digs. Max Dugan had 5 digs, and Rizuko with 8 assists and 2 digs tonight. All right, that'll wrap things up here from Viterbo tonight. V-Hawks once again a 13-20 and 16 loser to Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy now 3-0. V-Hawks fall to 0-5. V-Hawks back at home a week from today against Madison Edgewood. That'll be a later start, 7 o'clock start in that match a week from tonight. And women's and men's basketball at home this Saturday, doubleheader. Women against St. Ambrose, 1 o'clock. Men against St. Xavier at 3 o'clock. That's when yours truly will talk to you now. I got the men's game on Saturday. We'll talk to you at about 3 o'clock. Hopefully get everybody here at 1 o'clock for the women's game and then the men's game to follow on Saturday. One last time, V-Hawks A, 13-20 and 16 loser to Mount Mercy this evening. Craig Otto signing off from Viterbo University, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Good evening, everybody.